Hi there, traders. This is Brad Goodwell with today's trading action. Now, the dollar, well, it's just been guided by the dollar yen, right? This little move up to 155.75 has sort of captured the market. Now, we are seeing it sort of rally against most things, but just stalling close to these technical levels. Now, it's not like Euro has really backed too far away. Sterling's drifted a little bit lower, as has Aussie and the Kiwis hanging in there. Now, as we come up to the European session, really sterling is going to be the major focus, right? And that's primarily because we do have the Bank of England interest rate decision. Now, there's no change of rates expected here. So don't get yourself all excited about, everything moving around and all this sort of stuff. It really comes down to the vote count and also their statement and press conference. So we've got a few things to sort of negotiate as we go through this. The Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking half an hour after the release of the statement and the interest rate decision, right? So that'll be sort of interesting, but you know what? It's worth looking at. If you are at the screens, make sure you take a look, because you know what? Most of the time we do know what they're going to say, but occasionally they come out with something a little bit unexpected. And if you're there, you can, and you're prepared, you can take advantage of the opportunity as you go through the session, right? So that's where I can see most of the activity. And this follows up into tomorrow's trading as well. We've got UK industrial production numbers, GDP numbers, to name but a few, and also the Canadian employment numbers. We'll see how that sort of shapes up tomorrow. I might even throw on a surprise live trading session for our members on that one. But really, the UK following the Bank of England, this sort of data straight on the heels of the central bank is usually the sort of one of the cleanest trading opportunities you can get, because they tell you what the picture is, and then all of a sudden we get some macro fundamentals on top, and you can usually see a nice trade coming from that. So if you are trading that, make sure you tune up your charts. I've left my some of my levels here just so you can see where it's been come and gone. If anything, it has, you know what? And this is, don't forget, this is mainly dollar yen, right? The dollar going up is putting downward pressure on Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi. And we're seeing that, across the charts on various instruments. Now, just taking a look at the markets, it's always good to come back and just have a quick look and see how things are shaping up. And right at the moment, we have a risk-off profile, right? US equity futures down, driving European equities down. You've got Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi down, and the dollar going up against everything else, right? This is a pretty perfect sort of snapshot of what's going on. You can see a little bit of sideways activity on some of the Euro and Sterling crosses, but Aussie's getting drilled, as is Kiwi, and so is the yen, right? So when it comes time to trading to Sterling, just to give you a bit of an extra little dose of info, right? Depending on if there is something out of the Bank of England, right? The pairs that you would be focusing on, if it was positive, would be Sterling in CAD and Sterling Yen and Sterling Kiwi, and negative, well, Sterling Swiss, Sterling Euro, right? So the Euros buying Euro Sterling. So that's where we are. A bit of a setup for the European session. I know the market isn't really on edge with the Bank of England, but as I said, the more you prepare, the more you experience these events, the better off you will be. All right. Anyway, not much else to talk about. Just keep an eye on dollar yen. This thing is, it's got to come back at some stage. The Bank of Japan, they've probably got one last chance to get it down. Otherwise, this thing's going to be back above 160 in a week, right? That's what we're dealing with. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.